Praise be Jesus and Mary. Today's gospel reminds us of a very, very, very consoling truth. Divine providence exists. Divine providence exists. If you read the Catechism of the Catholic Church, paragraph 303, it tells us, the witness of sacred scripture is unanimous that the solicitude of divine providence is concrete and immediate. God cares for all, from the least to the great events of the world and its history. And this is what we hear in today's gospel. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 coins? Yet not one of them has escaped the notice of God. Even the hairs of your head have all been counted. Do not be afraid. Divine providence exists, and we know that by faith. What we struggle with is understanding, comprehending how that actually plays out, especially in the midst of so much evil. And we struggle with that because the reason being is that our perspective is limited in time and space. And hence, as divine providence guides all things to its greater good, our limited perspective cannot comprehend how God actually does this. Because you see, in the infinite wisdom of God, all time, since he is outside of time, all of time is present to him in their immediacy, in its immediacy. So when he plans, when he predestines, when he plans, he can, in his infinite wisdom, include the free choices of men and interweave it into his plan for his greater good. This is actually how Padre Pio explains divine providence in the midst of evil. He uses the image of a mother who's embroidering a very beautiful picture. And the child sees it, however, from below, from perspective of, below. And what does he see? All he sees is a clash of colors, an unintelligible pattern. It's confusion, right? Can't understand it because he sees it from below. The mother stoops down, shows the other side, and then the child understands. Yes, wow, he's weaving a very beautiful picture. This is how divine providence works, right? He can, in his eternal plan, since all time is present in its immediacy, he can include all choices in his plan for the greater good. Divine providence exists, and this is very important because it evokes in us a very concrete response. If divine providence exists, and it does exist, then we need to be proactively faithful to God, you see. Because he has a plan for us, and we are part of his plan for others. When we are proactively faithful, when we are fulfilling the will of God, we are saving souls, even if we do not see it. So we need to be proactively faithful, seeking the will of God and fulfilling the will of God. It also requires of us that we deepen our trust in God. You see, this is very hard, especially when we don't understand how things play out. But he will stretch our capacity and he will deepen our trust if we ask for that grace, right? Divine providence exists. He will deepen our trust in his fatherly providence. And then lastly, we should pray the rosary every single day. 99.9% what happens in the world is out of our control. But they are not outside of our reach. This is the beauty of the rosary. It is so powerful and it is universal. Is something worrying you that is outside of your control? Bring it to your rosary. Give it to the Blessed Mother, you see. Pray the rosary every single day. The efficacy of the rosary is beyond our imagination. This is the only thing Our Lady asks for consistently at Fatima. Every single apparition. Pray the rosary next month. Pray the rosary the next month. Pray the rosary next month. Pray the rosary. If Our Lady is asking for it, then it must be super efficacious. So again, many things are outside of our control, but nothing is beyond our reach. Bring it to your rosary. Pray every single day the Holy Rosary. And if something is bothering you, give it to the Blessed Mother. Divine Providence exists, and God cares for the great events in the world and its history and everything in between. He cares for you and He cares for me. Let us entrust all things to the Blessed Mother, because we know in the end she triumphs.
Et is